30 hours later. The adventure begins now. Ayahuasca journey day 0. Hi, I'm Johnny Phoenix and I've arrived in Iquitos after a 30-hour journey to get here, and tomorrow I do my first ayahuasca ceremony and I'm very excited, and had an interesting chat with one of the other participants who was saying there's no difference between excitement and nervousness, it's just how it's expressed in terms of the words. The actual neurological pathways are the same. So if you say excited, you can also be nervous, but the excitement is positive and the nervousness can be negative. So I'm excited. I'm very nervous as well, but I'm excited. I'm a little bit scared of what's going to come up, but I'm open to it, and the key for me is to surrender into the process and get what I can from it. I'm hoping to address some of the clinical depression that I still suffer with and my addictive issues with around alcohol. Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Trust and follow the process, so I shall do whatever it takes. Right, we're getting on board. Exciting, very exciting.
So we're off. I know you won't be able to hear a word I'm saying. We're off to the jungle, to the Amazon, to go and dive into Ayahuasca.
Hi, I'm Johnny Phoenix and this is day 1 of my ayahuasca journey. 10 days prior to this I've been writing a journal of what I'm hoping to get out of this and how I'm hoping to address some of my mental health issues such as depression, anxiety. Also looking at some of the things I struggle with such as addiction, spending, alcoholism. This is my daily diary from day 1 to day 10, and also following up afterwards. I'm going to fill out a questionnaire now about my mental health so we can see how ayahuasca affects me with my history of depression and anxiety and ECT, etc. that I've had, hospitalizations, and see if ayahuasca has any short-term and long-term benefits to help me be a little bit kinder to myself, a little less depressed, a little anxious, and a little less hard being in the brain that I'm in. So I'm Johnny Phoenix and this is my ayahuasca journey. So you get dropped off here by boat. You see now it's floating, loads of butterflies, absolutely beautiful. A real positive sign in my eyes. And then you come up here, you walk up these steps and you see this incredible vast building where all the magic happens. So just right in the wilderness, beautiful river behind, and you have this incredible retreat. You walk up here and you've got lovely hammocks, lovely people as well to partake this journey with, and then we go into the kitchen area. Just in there, that's where you go and eat. And then I'm going to show you where the ceremonies occur, just through here. So this is the sacred space where the ceremonies all take place. Just in here. Not really wanting to go in, but there's all these mattresses laid out for us all. Where the curandero sits. And we partake in the ayahuasca experience right in the middle of this incredible Amazonian jungle. It's absolutely stunning. Couldn't have asked for more. Down here in the next few days we've got the smoke baths and the other ritualistic experiences which I will try and record as well, and then I'll just show you my bedroom as well, so you've got a full picture of what to expect when you come to the Ayahuasca Foundation. So, very exciting. Pictures of the ayahuasca influenced psychedelic pictures of particularly snakes in the curandero healing people, as they do so incredibly well. And just this view of the stunning Amazon River, just incredible. Then over to my bedroom. Number 7, lucky 7 for me, where you have your room with a mosquito net, power fan, more pictures to help you in your journey, and bathroom, toilet. Just an incredible setup. It's perfect. Rain before the storm, so I just had our introduction ceremony and it's coming down hard. It's epic. Ceremony's going to begin in a few hours. Check this little fella out. I thought it was a praying mantis, but it's a leaf bug. Just had my first ayahuasca experience. They're fucking insane. Like 15 minutes in, I was like, I'm hallucinating. And the more I twisted, the more the whole world was fucking hallucinating. And then when someone turned the light on, my brain would go, they're ruining the hallucination. So like, a black monster would kind of surround this person and eat them and consume them and go back to the hallucinogenic dream state. Fucking insane. I actually found it quite pleasurable the first 15-20 minutes, but then I remembered it's not a recreational drug, and from that moment it was really fucking full on. I thought about my older brother, which I don't have, in terms of my mum's miscarriage. I thought about sadness and crying, but couldn't cry. Felt very stuck, and like when the drug kicked in, or the medicine kicked in, I was so fucked. But someone fell over, so they had to be helped out, so I couldn't ask for help. And I found the whole thing really, really overwhelming, really, really hardcore. But you know, this is day 1, or night 1. It's 1:30 in the morning now. It's not to be taken lightly, and I'm fucking tired. But I'll do it again in a few days. Okay, day 2 of my ayahuasca retreat. Last night was my first ceremony, and this morning we had to do a purging exercise, and this afternoon had a consultation with Don Rono, who's the curandero. So last night, fuck me, never in my entire life, God, it brings tingles down my spine, have I been as fucked up as I was last night. You drink this cup and you go there and you set your intention, which I forgot to do, which was kind of quite important, but never mind. I went there, drank the cup. It's pretty flipping disgusting, but you swallow it, and you go back and you wait for 15 minutes to an hour until the effects kick in. And then they blow the candles out and it's pitch black. And it's literally pitch black. And it's like, oh, this feels quite calm and relaxing. And then you look at this great big space, but you can't see anything. And you sit there with this, trying to stay as calm as you can. And you close your eyes and open your eyes. And the hallucinations start to create in your mind and your vision the infrastructure, what's about to happen. And you turn your head and more pixelations start to join into the picture to create this world of insanity. And then it all the pixelation imagery, the hallucinations start to fit in with the Icaros, which is the songs that he's whistling and singing. And it is the most full-on hallucinogenic, fucking insane, but beautiful and incredible imagery of this whole space. And the more I was getting on my hands and knees and twisting to kind of imagine I was some sort of cat. I don't know what I was doing, but it just was absolutely incredible. Just phenomenal. And then I remembered, you don't do ayahuasca for recreational purposes. It's a medicine. And then my brain started going, oh, I shouldn't enjoy this. And it started getting a bit shaky. And it started getting quite dark. And it started crawling around my face and down my back. And then it was 4 hours of just insanity. It's really hard to explain. It's incredible, but it's so painful. And I'm sitting up there and I'm like, I can't sit up for longer. And then you need to throw up. So you're throwing up buckets and buckets of this foul ayahuasca. And then my brain gets stuck in this throwing up. So I need to keep throwing up. And I'm trying to throw up, but there's nothing left. So I try and lie down. And then the images get even more full on. And then things are starting to touch my legs and to my arms. And then I'm having this image of my older brother, which I don't have, who died before I was born of a miscarriage. So it was just, and I tried to cry, but I couldn't cry because the emotion was there verbally, but I couldn't actually express it. It was really, really, really full on. And it got a bit too much at one point where one of the other participants needed to be helped out and knocked some stuff over. So then 2 of the facilitators took him out, and they had their red lights on. So when they turned the red lights on, you could see them. But as the red light was seen by my mind, then the hallucination of the black encompassing cloud would then swallow them up and get rid of the reality and turn it back into this hallucinogenic concept of absolute insanity. And I loved it at first, watching all these lights coming on and helping people, and then they get lost in a totally different reality. I was like, wow, this is absolutely incredible. But then I remembered not to do it for recreational purposes. I couldn't enjoy this experience. So then I came to this overwhelming sweat, and then I couldn't get out of this. It was like too much. It was so overwhelming. It was really, really fucking strong stuff. It just was, but it felt good but bad, and then it felt really bad, and it was really full on, and I couldn't get out, and I couldn't find my bucket to throw up because I'd put it somewhere and I lost it, and you can't see anything. So then I'm reaching around and I'm like throwing up in my mouth, and I'm like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this vomit? I've got to put it somewhere. I thought I'll put it in my hands, and then I thought, no, I'll be sick on the side. So I threw up on the side, and I was sick all over myself, and then I was sick on the other side, and I still couldn't find my bucket. And I was just like, oh, this is really fucking full on. And I was like, I can't ask for help because I'm literally covered in sick. And I was like, I remember what to do. You've got to get this lemon juice. They give us this bottle of lemon juice, and you put it on your hands, and you can smell it, and it just settles you down, it grounds you. So I found it, and I remember that if a facilitator helps, what they'll do is they'll drink a bit and spit on you like, shh. So I thought, right, the best thing to do is pour it all over my head. So I covered myself in this juice, and I was like, whoa! So I just threw it all everywhere, and I was like, this isn't helping, this isn't helping, this isn't helping. And it just was so full on, and it wouldn't end. And every time I tried to curl up to sleep and comfort myself, I felt like I was being swallowed by this big snake and being compressed. And it was like trying to kill the ego. It was trying to kill it, squash it, and just suffocate it to death. And I was like, oh, I need to sit up. And I was like, oh, I can't sit up, I've got to go back down again. And then about 2 hours passed after them. I was just fucking spangled, as I say. And I then lay down, and the guy, Nick, started playing guitar. Fuck me, it was absolutely beautiful. His singing, his voice, his guitar, it's just phenomenal. So that really grounded me. But then I remembered what happens after then is that they go around the table and actually ask people to sing. And then he finished, he asked someone to sing. I was like, he asked, I think Jackie to sing. And I was like, but Jackie was over there and now she's over there and she's moved. And then someone else had moved. And I was like, oh, what day is it? Have I got on the wrong day? Have I fallen asleep for 3 days? Have I got lost in this hallucinogenic ayahuasca experience for 3 days? So that went round the group, and then it came to me, and I sung I Want to Break Free. Pretty badly, but I did what I could. And then I started calming down a bit, even though the the hallucinations were just phenomenal. It's just a little bit like 4 hours of it was quite intense to kind of process and deal with, and you weren't allowed to drink water. So that came to an end, and it didn't come to an end, it just settled down a little bit. And I realized as I sat up that I had actually twisted my body and was lying upside down, and my head was pointing to the center rather than to the wall, which is why the whole reality of the room was spinning the other way around, because I managed to twist around so much. And as we started to come up, and I was just like, I've got to clear up all this vomit everywhere. I've got to find some tissues and clear it all up. Found some tissues, and I tried to mop up the vomit, but there was no vomit there. There was no vomit on my lap. There was no vomit on that, and I swore. I threw up all over myself. I threw up on the side. I had missed a bucket like 8 times, but there was nothing. I had literally hallucinated myself throwing up whilst in my body, looking down on myself, throwing up everywhere, but it wasn't me, and it wasn't happening. But it was like, whoa, fucking insane. Incredible, but just like, whoa. And then I was really fucked. I couldn't speak, I couldn't talk, couldn't walk. My legs were like gelatin. It's just like, and I was just like, wow, this has disabled my body and mind. And I survived my first ayahuasca experience, but my God, it was hard, and it was deep, and it smashed my ego and killed it, and just tried to ground me without giving me anything, taking everything, whilst, it was just so confusing. But it was just, so I'm glad I got 4 more ceremonies, because that first one was just phenomenal, but really fucking hard. So yeah, that's what I have about my first ever ayahuasca experience. Do not take it recreationally. Do not take it without support. And be careful. Over. Okay, time for a swim. So this is like day 2. We have to drink the dragon's blood, as known as sangre de grado. Sangre de grado. And it's the foulest tasting thing. Only second to. I'm not going to do it again. So, and then after this, gracias, they give you some really lovely fresh water, which is boiled up to boiling point down here. And you drink that. You only have to drink 7.5 litres of it, so it's all right. Oh. And then you got to throw up your entire guts for about half an hour. Great fun. But I've done it. It's John who's going to do it today. Good luck, John.
Thank you so much.
So, ceremony 2 tonight. You walk in, you find your bed, or your mattress, where you sit. Curandero sits there, the facilitators, and the ayahuasca. And this stuff, it really is strong. But just, that's what you need to do. I'll just gain from this journey. So, just want to show you the position that you're going to get in when you sit down. You sit down here, and then this is what you're going to be seeing in front of you. And you have your bucket next to you to throw up. It is a full-on sensory overload of a different magnitude that you can possibly imagine or predict. Wish me luck. Okay, so I've got Mike here, he's one of the facilitators here, and he's just going to explain to us what this pipe does.
So this pipe is made from one of the teacher trees that we work with. It's a tree called Chuyachaki, and when you smoke the pipe, it's typically used to cleanse your energetic body, your aura. But when you smoke the pipe out of a specific tree, then you're adding the spirit of the tree to the process, and so the qualities that the tree has are then also coming into your body and your mind. So with Chuyachaki, it's a tree of protection and a tree for grounding and strength and trickery. So yeah.
A Chuyachaki is the actual tree that makes the pipe, or
yes.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And then what's the tobacco? It's called mapacho. Mapacho. Okay.
Yeah. So inside is mapacho. That's the basically the jungle tobacco that is smoked here in the Amazon. And yeah, mapacho is generally smoked, like I said, to cleanse the body.
So I've got my snake pipe. I'm not quite sure what wood it's made out of, but I'm going to find out a bit later. And then what you do is you take your pipe and you set your intentions into the tobacco, into the pipe. So for me it's going to be cleansing, so, and I breathe into it whilst whistling.
Yes.
So, okay.
You transfer your intention by.
And then I can start smoking it.
And you don't want to inhale, so be careful.
Right.
Just take it into your mouth and
Blow
blow
it
it into
out.
your body.
Okay. Oof, that's strong.
Mm-hmm.
They are the steam baths, and in those two blue tents are two people undertaking a steam bath. That's our curandero, Don Rano, who's going to blow smoke on us afterwards. The idea is to sit for about 5 or 10 minutes in these saunas, try and swallow the steam, and it's made of 5 different plants. And it's a sweat bath in there apparently. Wish me luck. This is one of the ayahuasca vines just here. So just the steam bath I've just had, what a full-on experience. About 15-20 minutes in the steam. You've got 5 different plants, and it starts off warm and then quite hot, and then it's a fucking full-on steam bath, and you're sweating and your hands are burning and your face are burning and your shoulders are burning. But everyone's outside and you're like, you can't just like get out after 5. You've got to stick it out. It's hard, but it's really good. And you suck up the steam and you swallow it, and it smells a bit like sage and other sort of gravy herbs, but it's I feel good for doing it. And then I had my smoke blowback, if you like, from the curandero Don Rano, and that seemed to cleanse my body and spirit as well. So I feel a lot more prepared for tonight's ayahuasca ceremony too. Hey guys, this is my praying mantis. See him? It's him. I'm gonna say hello before our ceremony tonight. So today was a really good day, really positive. Woke up early doors and had a 10-minute meditation on my own in the room, and then 7 o'clock we had 1 hour of yoga with Mike. Really good, gentle stretching on the hips, and just felt really positive. Breakfast, and then had a chat, and then did some meditation in a group with Nick. And what do I do? We need a steam bath. So 15 minutes of this tarpaulin draped over you, and you've got to sit there with this boiling water and a great big pan underneath you with these 5 plant doctors, which are all boiled up and then they're infused, and it smells a bit like sage and gravy and just really nice. And you're supposed to inhale the fumes or the steam and then swallow it. So those plants go into your body and cleanse you and give you the positive energy vibrations of the plants, and it felt really good. Freaking intense, really, really hot. But that felt really good. And then when you've done your 15 minutes, you lie there, and Don Rono, the curandero, then does some smoke breathing over you with the tobacco to cleanse you and get rid of all the negative spirits and negative energies. So the point of this whole routine is to get rid of the negative energies, replace them with positive energies, and then protect them. So After that, we had to keep not washed for no soap from now on, and keep that steam on you for at least 4 hours. Had a great talk with him about the process of ayahuasca and how it works. Talked about the darker energies in our bodies and how we can see them, which is what I think I saw on that first ceremony, when I saw people with the lights on and then the black energies kind of swallowed them up, and that was really interesting. So it was talking about the trauma and the stress and the anxieties. This is what we as humans feel, and what he, the curandero, can do is actually see these spirits and see the energies. And he tries to eliminate the dark energies, and he then connects with the plant spirits to help heal the energies. And this is what his job is as the curandero. And he sings these mystical songs that have come to him, and it removes the trauma and the bad energies. So the first ceremony is all about seeing the dark energies and actually diagnosing what's going on with people. And he's found me with a lot of toxins, huge amount of toxins, so I was purging for most of the night. And so he's also given me more purging to do for these next few days. And the second ceremony is to remove some of those darker energies. So that's what they're going to be doing tonight, is to actually remove some. And what I really have to focus on is actually seeing the positive, really kind of go there with a positive attitude and really upbeat. Because what happens when you take ayahuasca is that whatever you bring then gets amplified. So I'm going to go there to discuss, this is the second ceremony tonight, so I'm going to go there with my intention of processing and asking questions and support with my childhood trauma, and try to actually get answers and support with it. But that's my intention, brought about in a positive way. So I go there really positively and really trying to focus on that aspect of it. I'm positively, from powerfully positive position, help me process some of my childhood trauma regarding my mum. So this is what he's done. Like, this is before, and you have the dark cloud around you, and this is after, with your crown and your cape, and the cape is for protection. So really interesting today. And this is the Shipibo traditions: remove, replace, protect. So this is the yoga room. I did some yoga this morning. Really nice space, but just check out the view. It's just unbelievable. And the sounds of all the birds and the animals. It's just right in the Amazon rainforest. You step out here, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So it's right backwards. P, R, sorry, U, off. G, V, purge, plant, and protect. So I've got to purge the negativity, I've got to plant the positivity, and I've got to protect the positivity. That's what I've got to do. Okay, so I've seen the fucking great big bottle that came into my bedroom last night. Look at the size of it. Okay, ceremony 2. Full on. Fucking. Not as full on as the first one in terms of the experience, but really fucking dark. And really fucking, yeah. I ended up sitting and then lying down. Oh god, I'm hallucinating again. And then I lay down. I almost got into a coma and I got freaked out. But then I found my block, my yoga block, and then I labelled that as Pumpkin, Dexter, Skylar, and Pets. And I held that, and that kept me really calm and really grounded. Then I kind of passed out for an hour. I woke up and I thought the effects had gone. But then they came back, and then I got bitten by a bird on my toe. My left big toe just like bitten off. It freaked me out, but I could not ask for help. I kept asking, I wanted to ask for help, I didn't. And then I mourned the miscarriage of my mum's first baby and cried and cried and cried. Just could not stop crying. And then I passed out again, and then this bird landed on my arm and flapped, and it freaked me the fuck out. Totally out. And that was the thing that allowed me to ask for help. So it's the first time in, I don't know, 40 years or whatever, I've been able to ask for help, which is a massive thing for me. So throughout the first ceremony and the second ceremony, I've been wanting to ask for help and not justifying it. I'm not worthy, it's not big enough, it's not bad enough, you know, just go on with it, put yourself together. And then finally I could ask for help. Big breakthrough for me. So I feel pretty rough today. Full on last night. So I'm going to have a vomitigo, which is basically to vomit. To cleanse my body a bit more.
This is the cedar purgative that we're going to drink right here. And it's a purgative that's good for the stomach and for the lungs, also for the throat. So for those sweet parts, the process is you drink it, wait 5 minutes, and then we start drinking water to vomit the cedar out.
Day 4, just had my vomitigo to vomit. That was pretty full on. It was good though, felt better for it. Now I've got some ultrasango, which is basically like a honey and lemon mixed with some plant with alcohol. It's really strong. Whew. Good morning. So it's day 4. Had the second ceremony yesterday, and that was pretty intense. It seemed like a lot more, like 5 gulps of this ayahuasca, and had all the steam baths and all the preparation, and felt good, and I was positively uplifted to bring in my scenarios to the Moloko, and had a talk with Don Rano about being really positive and actually focusing on bringing the positive energy. So whatever you bring into the Moloko and you drink ayahuasca, whatever your intention are, it then really magnifies during the ceremony. So I came there feeling very positive, and I drank the cup, and I didn't do my wiggle jiggle, I just kind of let things kick in their own accord. And then it started becoming that fractured pixelation picture, but less extreme, less intense. And then it was really hard to sit up, so I just kept slumping down and feeling really tired and then really overwhelmed. And then I wanted to call for help again, but it just wasn't, I didn't have that self-worth to call for help, which was really hard, because then I had that shame and guilt of not being able to call for help. And then the black snakes were surrounding my bed and underneath me, and I kept creeping down lower into the snake pit, and it was really quite full on and overwhelming, and I needed help. So I grabbed my block, the yoga block, and I envisaged that as my wife, Danielle Pumpkin, and the 2 kids, and I held that close to me, and that grounded me, that calmed me down, and it almost kind of eliminated ayahuasca, the sort of the negativity, and it just kept me safe and calm. Then I kind of passed out, and I was out, and then I woke up and I was like, no, I need to be present, I need to be alert for ayahuasca. And then it just got really like too much, so I had to go back down again and hold my block, and I wanted to get back up again, and it was too much and I was overwhelmed, so I went back down again. And yeah, it was a real struggle yesterday, a real struggle. And it's quite dark and hard. And then Nick played the guitar, and I just started welling up, and I just started crying and crying and crying. and it just felt like I was mourning the loss of my older brother, and like it's really full on, lots of like white horses and white rocks, and then this baby was kind of presented to me, and it kind of walked up, but it wasn't there, it wasn't real, it wasn't a hallucination, but I kind of sensed it, and but it wasn't real, and I was like, oh, what is real, what's not real, what is going on? And then it got too much and I passed out again, and then I felt my big toe being pecked by a bird, and that freaked me out, and I was like, right, this is time to call for help. I was like, no, it's not a real bird, it's not really pecking your toe. And then this arm like grabbed my arm, and I was like, and then it flapped and then kind of disappeared, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And I called for help, and Nick came. Finally I actually called for help, and someone came, and it calmed me down because I had that self-worth and justification to ask for help. And he said it could be in a spirit or some aspect of ayahuasca, just kind of communicating through this touch. But it was really scary and really full on. And I sung Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and that felt quite nice because it was about a sort of childhood and my youth, and I wanted to bring my youth to this ceremony yesterday. I think I'm going to just do half a cup next time because it's so full on, I just can't stay with it. It's just like overwhelming, like, oh. So I want to, this is my third ceremony, it's just half a cup. Yesterday everyone found it pretty full on and intense, and actually only about 2 or 3 people actually sung within the group compared to like 8 last time, so it was all really full on and really negative and quite dark for lots of people. So it was that second ceremony, you know, when you're getting rid of the dark or addressing the darkness. The first one's the diagnostic, then you're excising the darkness, and then you're planting the good, and then you're protecting the good. So you have to excise the bad. So I feel good, I feel positive about it. Everyone suffered, and not everyone suffered, but it wasn't just me. You know, this is what happens on ceremony 2. The ayahuasca itself, this vine which grows around trees, and there's a really beautiful big piece of it here. I can feel it beating. That's weird. And yeah, this is what they take. We walk across this bridge and enter the jungle. Apparently it's fairly safe if you stay on the path, but you still have to watch out for flying snakes and burying frogs. But luckily I'm wearing shorts, so that's fine. I've got Carlos here, who's organised the actual Ayahuasca Foundation. He's going to talk a little bit about the ayahuasca plant. Thank you.
Yeah, so the ayahuasca vine, Banisteriopsis caapi, it only grows in secondary forests, meaning like if you went into a virgin forest, you'd never find it. So it takes human disturbance of the forest to create the right environment for it to grow, which suggests that it could be a response of the forest itself to human activity, perhaps in an attempt to like maintain balance with human presence. So it's pretty fascinating.
I got a plantain here, so I'm gonna try this bad boy. See what it's like. Oh, it's nice. Bit. No, it's nice. Freshly picked banana. Never had that before. Welcome to the jungle. This is Katawa tree, the one with spikes. I was using our vapor bath today. It's got poison in the actual spikes. That's for protection. Okay, this is a walking tree right here that actually can walk and move itself very slowly, but it actually does walk and move according to its needs. This is a house of a local here, and I love it so much. It's got no walls, but it's got a fence, it's got a gate, so you can't get through. It's got no walls. Brilliant. Some meditation this morning, about 20 minutes. That's really good. Really nice. We've got the most incredible view on this veranda here, the balcony. So now I'm going to do some yoga and prepare for the day. And tonight is ceremony 3, so perturbed about ceremony 3, but I've got my new ayahuasca necklace and we're going to go there with an open heart and an open mind. And now it's time for some yoga. So yesterday we had a sharing circle and that was pretty good actually. Discussed a lot of different issues. We all found that second ceremony really dark, like the whole thing had been tainted with darkness. Like the curandero say, you know, you got to go in positive and really have that positive light and energy so that when you take the ayahuasca, everything is magnified in a positive way. But it really blew a lot of people's minds to hell. It was really full on, really dark. A lot of snakes for me and death and darkness and tears. But this is part of the purging process. We hear that you get this negativity out. You got to purge all this darkness, and then you start to see the light, and that's planted maybe tonight on ceremony 3 and 4. And then in the final ceremony, you're given this protection crown. So you purge, you plant, and you protect. So I hope that the darkness is mainly gone. There may be more tonight. I'm not ruling it out. I'm sure there will be. But I'm hoping they can plant some positivity from tonight, maybe ceremony 4 onwards, and then look at protecting that positivity so that my depression, my anxiety, my automatic negative thought process, the ant, is somewhat boxed or not suppressed, but rather managed. It's not so loud, it's not so vocal, it's not so overwhelmingly taking over my life. Have a shower and then get in. So, and then afterwards I have the smoke ceremony where the curandero blows smoke all over me. Quick shower first. Need lots of cold water because it's bloody hot inside, really hot. Obviously, it's a steam bath. Okay, I'm going in. So you sit yourself on one of these platforms here, then you wrap yourself around, and then I get the boiling water full of 5 medicine plants, or medicine doctors, and then place it on your butt. Just over here. And then they cover me with this blue tarpaulin, and then I steam here for about an hour to 2 hours. Wish me luck. I'm going in. Okay, so here I am in the sauna. I've done 9 minutes so far. I'm going to try and do another 6 minutes in here. It's so steamy. Okay, so I'm going to just sweat it out for the next 5 minutes. Wish me luck. I just had my steam bath and I thought I'd quickly show you what the content of these things are. Inside you got these 5 different medicine plants, or medicine doctors. It smells a bit like gravy or sage. It smells quite nice actually. And that just kind of gets into your bodies, into your pore, and just kind of cleanses your system.